Out with the old, let the new begin.
Them say we crazy, we crazy, we crazy. See them a run out with full clinch. Cause them not ready yet, no, them not ready yet. Wind up your body, girl, rock it down low. Up on my spaceship, girl. Bring more girls, come show for the king and the...
So greetings, G, and thanks so much to having us. I want to tell you, I really appreciate your new album, Live and Livin. The epic album is out from 1 month. We can see it got a great overall feedback worldwide. I'm in Italy right now, and feedback is very great. So, and as a reggae dancehall CEO of my magazine, I really appreciate the fact that you involve so many dancehall artists from Jamaica, even from the new school. So I would like to go through the album with you and analyze some of your tunes there.
Yeah, man, for sure. Thank you, by the way, and thank you for the time.
So one of my favorites actually is Crazy with Buju Banton, the legend. So how was this experience recording with him in Jamaica?
A few months after he came out, I went to check him to do actually try to get him on some rhythm productions that I were doing. And it just turned into him liking that rhythm and us writing the song. As you said, he's a hero. He's a hero of my own personally. Somebody who's been through so much adversity and still comes out and gives us great music and great shows and whatnot. Someone who changed the genre back in the day in terms of change the pace, the amount of records he was putting out, and also even the direction, where it was a lot of hype music at first, and then he released to Shiloh in 1994, and that was a real game changer. So big up to Buju. Nothing but love for him. You know what I mean?
Yes, me. Yes, what the gal on my free.
Yeah.
Crazy to
Them say we crazy, we crazy, we crazy. With y'all picking here what we going to do.
But me no girl full room can't shoot pool now. And y'all I'm gonna get slow.
And what about Schedule featuring Damian Marley and Chi-Ching? I really liked this combination because it's kind of unique. How did you think to combine a name like Damian Marley with you, Ching?
Well, me and Damian have known each other from prep school. Of course, his father is the most famous person, and at that time he was very famous and popular and important as well. But he was in my school. He was my brother in my little brother's class. So every time we link, we reason about music and serious stuff. But sometimes the playful side, like back in school days, comes out, and that's what happened when we were recording this song. Ching Ching is the first signee of Dutty Rock Productions, and he was just there that day when we were playing these rhythms for Ching, for Gang. He was like, I like this rhythm. He kept going back to it. We had no intention of actually being on the song with him. It was just we were there. I wanted to record him and put out a song for him. But in the hook, I kept singing something, hoping he would want to sing it. And he was like, that's dope, that's wicked, you sing it. And then by the time the second verse came around, Ching was just mumbling some stuff, and we were like, okay, you go in there. And it just turned into it. Now, most of the album was done that way, naturally. It never really was planned out in terms of, I think I'm gonna put this person with that person on this rhythm and a song about that. It just all fell together. And the song Schedule, the word schedule is a code word that we use backstage for Hennessy. So every time we get backstage and there's no Hennessy, I'm like, yo, where's the schedule? We need the schedule. And so Gang knows that. And he was
rider.
yeah.
Out with the old, let the new begin. Illest motherfucker, that's my pseudonym. Been to many places, only few have been. Similar cause I look like a few checking. And you a puff up your chicken chest. And I grudge your lions over chicken breasts. But chicken is be dressed in their best of threads, so they can testify they witness excellence.
All right, and another nice tune is Guns of Nararona remix. It's a very powerful song, and I like the combination with Muta Baruka, Jesse Roya, and Stoneboy. That is the only African artist you featured in the album. So why did you choose Stoneboy among the African artists, and you put him on it? Because I think it works out very well.
Stoneboy is a friend of ours. He came to Jamaica. He did a remix for me for Ching Ching's song called Rock the World.
Yeah.
And he also wanted me to go on one of his songs called Most Original. So I've known him for a couple of years now. And every time he comes to Jamaica, he comes to the studio to check us out. So this time it wasn't planned again, as I said. He just called me and said, I'm coming to the studio to say what's up. And I said, okay, wicked. And he came and we were smoking and listening to the album because we were just finished mixing a lot of the songs. So he's like, what is this we're listening to? And I said, oh, it's my album. I'm going to drop it on my label in March. And he said, oh, I have to get on this album. And I said, album only doing it, dancehall artist, Jamaican, you know what I mean? And he was like, bro, I gotta get on this album. And I was like, oh, damn, yo, all right. And we brainstormed to, play him that song. And he was like, oh, this song's amazing. And he did the song that day. And we shot his part of the video that night because he was leaving the next day. So we just called the director and said, the song is longer now. It has one more person in it. And yeah, Stoneboy, as I said, he's been a friend. And even though he's non-Jamaican, big up to Ghana, big up to Africa, and the whole Afrobeat movement. But he's more dancehall oriented, so it made sense to me, you know. Yeah. And it also gave the song more of an international appeal because a lot of people from Ghana kind of checked it out.
Wanna put down the guns, wanna put down the rifle, don't be proud of the title. As I guess I will know them. Wanna put down the guns, wanna put down the rifle. That's where the title. As a juvenile gangster.
Full clips of them gun nasty, yeah, it's like guns up now around.
Sure, definitely. Yeah, so it's very nice. You did all of it like spontaneously. It was not even like planned as in a marketing way. So that's even nicer. And
yeah, a lot of my music is like that. I just do what I feel in the studio, what the rhythm is telling me to do, what it's saying to me. And then other people kind of pick which songs and put it together. But this one is more instrumental for me, as in I have some production on the album. And I also have, it's the first album I'm putting out for myself with my own label.
See, it's Dutty Rock Productions.
Yeah.
Big up. All right, another tune very nice is Everest, Fit Masika and Skilly Bang. You know, I actually brought Masika last year on tour in Europe because I'm a tour manager too. So I like this fact that you involve even these new artists such as Masika and Skilly Bang. And you as veteran artists in the business, do you think it's important like even to help them to boost their careers, like kind to build them?
Yeah, it's the last song on the album. And this, the video just dropped today. Just dropped. It's on my Vivo now. So you can go and look at that.
Some say me work hard and me play hard dog, so me never rest. Respect all that I never rest. God and me lion hard, so me know me never stress. Me conquering every test, level up and up, I just more could I never less. Live and living and Thanksgiving, me not pre, no prison or me the rest. Tell you say me very blessed.
So, I wanted this album to be about unity in the dancehall community. And, unity includes not just, the players who are hot right now, but also people who are from different time zones, Me, I'm from back in the day. And Massacre is a little in between that time, between then and now. Like he's after me, but he's definitely before Skilly Bang. So that's the kind of unity I wanted to show, just that, even though I am maturing and getting old, I can still be involved, and also they can still be up to the standard of me, a big international artist. I'm a fan of Massacre, I'm a fan of Skilly Bang, and even though they've never worked together, it was important for me to try and do collabs like that. DeMarco is the person who built the track. So big up to DeMarco. It's actually 4 dancehall artists that are collabing on this song. And as I said, the video just dropped. Dope lyricists and all of us are competing against each other, but not in a derogatory form. We're competing to make the song fresher and to make, you know, the album more fire. So that's the kind of leadership I kind of want to show in dancehall. I don't really lead with a strong fist. I lead by you know, just what can I say, by just doing, and I hope people can pick up and follow. So I think that we need a lot more of these types of collabs in the business, where you would have probably, you know, somebody like Terra Fabulous or a big name like maybe Supercat doing work with younger artists as well, not just the people from his own time frame in the genre. I think that's been a very important part of keeping the roots and also pushing towards the future that we've all left out. You know, every time an artist has a couple hit songs, and then there's new artists that come around, they're never classed together. And I just think that's a mistake. We should do it more.
For real. Indeed, I was going to ask you that you put all of those names together to show the massive that unity could be achieved in dancehall music, because so many times we saw that like dancehall artists fighting each other. So why would it better to like be united?
When we clash, it shows our skill. It definitely is something that's very hard to do, and something that you have to have a lot of skill to be able to do. But also it divides the fans, and it promotes animosity, it promotes negativity. Yeah. And there's something I just don't like. So it's important to me to show this unity. It's important to me to make sure that I lead by this example. I'm one of the biggest streamers in the biz. I also am very visible internationally. And so I just kind of wanted the younger producers and artists here to kind of look at it and say, oh, open their mind. Yo, we can work with this or that. Because lately I've been, you know, I go to studios here, and after we work, I'm like, okay, I'm going out to this dance. And the producer might say, oh, I can't go to that dance. And I say, well, why you can't go to that dance? He said, oh, because this hit artist is voicing for me. And if I go to that camp to party, he's gonna not voice for me anymore because he doesn't like that camp. And for me, it's like I think that's a very bad thing that we've developed in our genre, and it needs to change. So I'm trying to be the change.
And I have a question now. What is your favorite featuring out of the album, if I can ask you?
There's a few that I really like Me and the Gang and Ching. That was a fun song to make, but the most fun of all for me definitely was Spaceship with Suko from Wild 21. Reason being, we built that whole rhythm in one night. My brethren built News. He manages my label, he runs my label for me, and he built the drum track, I built the bass track, and we put them together. It sounded amazing. Then my brother comes in at 11 o'clock and said, this needs something. And he spent till 3 o'clock finding the right sample. We were about to tell him, like, bro, we want to go home. And he pressed the button and everybody was like, yo. And we all started to, you know, spit lyrics. So it was me and Suko there. And the song just came together real smooth and real easy. Big up to Kappa Sean from Kappa Shot Sound System, who also, he does a lot of editing on all of our productions, and also produces. He's a big part of the production team. So that was the most fun to make, because we started to write that song at 3:30 in the morning, and when we were all tired. So it just kind of shows how exciting the track became when we all kind of put it together. And for me, that's why it's the most fun track on the album.
Let me take it to a whole other world. Come on, let's face it, girl. Me love it when you shake it, twist it and turn.
But also, I must big up songs like Danger Zone with Bugle and Soto Bless. A very conscious type of song, and also Guns of Navarone with Jesse Royal and Stoneboy, like we talked about with Muta. I think those messages are kind of trying to get through to people who think that the only way that life only exists with violence. Sometimes we don't need it, you know. Yeah, I agree that you have to be forceful in life to get to be in a position where you are and to get what you or your family might need or want. But at the same time, it's not every time. And so in this instance, I'm trying to show, what can I say, just a little bit of peace or a little bit of more conscious reflection.
When every day is a struggle so far, if you ever get to you, they're making life so hard. It made me mad, there is just no reward. For life, there is just no regard. There ain't no chance in this life, you get a real shot. Someone a pick up them steel and a beat and a real shot. Because the pressure never ease up till election time when the bigger heads need us.
Sure. Yeah, man. So you're a very polyhedrical mainstream artist. So you switch from pop, dancehall, but you always like stick to the dancehall flavor. So it's like the dancehall is your main identity. So I think it's part of your mission, like to keep the Jamaican flag in the world always, even if you're in mainstream business. And this is very rare, you know.
Yeah, I love reggae and dancehall music. It taught me so much and entertained me so much as a kid. I revere some of the great musicians and artists, well, all of them that came before me. Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, Bunny Wailer, R.I.P. to them. Greats like Tootsie Bird, R.I.P. to him. People like U-Roy, people like Shabba Rank, Super Cat, all of these people paved the way for me. And, I feel like, I became famous. It put me where I am. And by doing the music, loving the music, and then doing the music and becoming more, versatile at it, and then taking it to international levels. And then, becoming that famous. If I was to kind of change my whole flow there, it would be kind of spitting in their face, for me. It would be like, oh, they didn't mean anything for me. I just wanted to be famous, and not realize that they are the people who have helped me to become famous from what they did before I learned from. So I always want to give back, in the right way. There's people who will take the music and turn it into something else. I always, even if I'm working with a David Guetta or the Dua Lipas or Sia, I try to make it sound as authentic dancehall as I can on the track that they've given me, or the type of song that they've given me. I've done work with Saturdays from London, which is a pop group. And, so things like that are very poppy and very just different from what I do, but I try to just represent for my country and my culture and my genre with the words I'm saying and how hard I go on the verse. Always representing, and the reason being is because I want to take part in the history too. I want to, for that I have learned from Super Cat and try to emulate him and become something else. I want that for some young kid to emulate my music or the style I use, or like the rhythms I may pick, or just even the pictures or the videos that they've seen me in, and say, wow, I want to try and be something like that. And then, because you never can be like your hero. You can only,
from you.
Yeah, and you can only get inspiration from it. So I want to inspire people in the right way, and not inspire them to do something that drifts them from their culture.
Real talk. So the pandemic, as we know, stopped the show business from over a year now. And we hope to start soon again. But I saw that there will be a nice virtual show alongside Dream Stage. So when it will be, and how your fans could follow it?
Okay, it's gonna be May the 8th. May the 8th is gonna be a great vibe, because I haven't performed for over a year, and I've done a few virtual performances. one for a radio station, one for Clean Bandits, and one for Miller Genuine Draft. And right about now, I thought it was time to do my own, because I was always told on those lives, you know, they want me to do these certain songs, and I wasn't able to do any new work. And since I have a new album right now, I was like, let me promote some of those singles on that live. Let me bring on some of those artists, and let me also just you know, have a good time. I haven't done it in a year, so I'm happy to be rehearsing with the band. I'm happy to have the dancers been rehearsing. That my dancers are going to be awesome as usual. People are going to be able to taste the rum and smell the weed, and I try to make the experience the best one. You know what I mean? For me, virtual shows aren't the same, but it is what we have, and we must look on the positive sides right now. Yeah.
And we can't wait to follow the show on May 8th. So, last question, we are featuring some international artists even to like support the cause about the legalization. So how could we explain the benefits of this plant that is not even only the relaxing part, but it has a lot of good properties. So
yeah, man.
we like to rep for this 420 thing, you know?
Well, first of all, you know, what causes a lot of problems in the body is inflammation. And one of the first things realized when people ingest it, whether even smoking or take it in orally, is that it has a very great property for reducing inflammation and swelling in your body. You know, so does pineapple, so does other things. But for me, that is one of the most important points, that anything that you could get that will help you to reduce any swelling. Your body's always fighting things off. So, you know, I take as much pineapple juice as I can. When you boil the skin, you get a lot of anti-inflammatories in that as well. I have 2 bad knees. I tore a lot. So also the cannabis or the weed or the ganja has helped me with that. Yes, it is a good time. It's a euphoric time. It gives you the space and time, even when you're in a busy day, to kind of be with your own thoughts. And that's a very important thing. A lot of people spend the time, and a lot of drugs point people in the direction of what's happening now, what's happening next, what that. And for me, marijuana gives you your own space and time where you understand there's so much things happening, but you're able to concentrate on your own goals. So it helps you to what can I say, to promote your own positive thoughts with the euphoria as well. So that's an amazing thing. It helps with what you call my focus in the studio when creating. And all around just a great socializing type of plant. You know what I mean? You gain friends from the use of it, especially because it was been so illegal for so long, and people have had to hide away from public eyes in consumption a lot, or when you're purchasing, or when you're growing. You know, all these things has helped us to kind of like become a unit. Then basically everybody who is smoking weed kind of has the same type of mindset. Just to me, a very important part of natural medicine that we've kind of illegalized and left it out of our lives, when our ancestors used to use it to calm nerves, to focus, as I've said, and to bring down inflammation in the body. It fights cancer. There's so much things, and so even down to the seed, eating the seed with the protein it provides. It's a very great plant. The hemp that it provides, where you know you could make clothes from, or rope from, or many different types of things.
Even with the CBD.
Yeah. The CBDs for me is the inflammation part. So CBDs is the part of the plant that they're saying is very vital in fighting off cancer. So it will surround a cancer cell and not allow it to grow. Now, cancer, it's acid and it needs sugar to grow. So, you know, we have sugar in our diet everywhere. And so a lot of the times the cancer grows, but when you lock off the blood supply to it, which is what the CBD will do, it doesn't have the chance to grow, and it actually, what they call, anesthetizes itself. It kills itself. So it helps to, you know, I was just reading yesterday again about herb tea, because I started to smoke again in December. So every now and then I take breaks and I just do the tea.
Yeah.
And I was reading more about the tea, and it was saying how actually good it is because of the CBDs that you ingest to fight off lung cancer and things like that, and cancer in your liver. So it's an amazing plant. I don't see any alcohol doing anything like this. Alcohol may be a good time, but the effects it takes on your brain and your vital organs over time is really damaging. And for the most part, even though smoking is not great for your lungs, for the most part, ingesting marijuana in any way has been a beneficial thing to people's bodies.
Exactly. It's so crazy that like alcohol or cigarettes are legal and like weed are still illegal. So yeah, definitely. All right. So thank you so much for your time in this interview. Really appreciate it.
Bless them on the Reynolds chest then. You know what, Sean Paul, the girls, I'm overall, and right now you are checking out Gege Vibes magazine, blazing them to the world from Italy. You know how we do, blessing them for true. Dirty, yeah.